Hey, folks, welcome to InTheMoneyStocks.com's intraday analysis video, brought to you by the creators of proprietary price, pattern, and time methodology. Learn the PPT strategies and simply profit for life. Let's get into the mix today on this Monday, January 27th, 2014. And what a sell off in the markets early, only to reverse and go exactly off my master level of 1775 on the S&P 500. Yesterday on my radio show on 820 AM News Talk Radio here in Florida, I talked about that level. I said buy the S&P at that level. This morning on my short segment at 8:53 a.m. Eastern Time, I reiterated that is the level you're looking for. If the market gets there, buy the market. All right, since that point, the market has reversed and is now flat on the day. The S&P 500 up over 13 points. That's 13 S&P points off that level. I've talked about this level, which on the SPY, which is what you're looking at right here, is at 177.50. I've talked about this level to members and to you guys in this video for literally 3 to 4 months. 3 to 4 months, I have talked about this S&P level, or this SPY level, as being the master level. All right, that's where the markets are going to collapse to. That's where you're going to get a bounce. Now, assuming this level holds, as long as it holds, I now have a positive bias on the market. That's simple, folks. All right, I'm neither a long-term bull or a long-term bear. I just look for the moves with the high percentages in the charts, and I play it that way. Been short on the market for quite some time. Been bearish on the market since the beginning of the year. Markets have collapsed. We took a bunch of profits, more today. And now I'm looking for a bounce, and we've already started to get that bounce. If you know these master levels, you literally have what the institutions and the top hedge funds have out there. They pay millions a year for this information. I'm giving it to you guys for essentially free. All right, if you're a member at InTheMoneyStocks.com, then you pay $49.99 a month. That's $50 a month to get trade alerts that are banking insane amounts of money. All right, 80% success rate on these calls, and again, these market calls alone are $1,000,000 calls. And if you have a lot of money, you can make a crap load of money. If you have a little bit of money, you still can make a lot of money. Just think about that reversal today. Think about the top in the market. I kept on saying 1850, 1850. Watch for the reversal here. There's distribution. There's institutional selling. This is the level. It's going to collapse. And it collapsed. And we went right down to the 1775 level and are now bouncing. Now you're into the resistance intraday here, which is right here. All right, so here was your 177.50 level. You pierced it. Beautiful pierced reversal. And then up we go. Now you're into resistance. The key is going to be here. If we're going to see more upside, you got to get through this 50 MA. What we want to see here is consolidation sideways. Good consolidation sideways, a breakthrough, and this market, in my opinion, rallies a little bit more. Not a lot more here, but a little bit more into the Fed meeting on Wednesday. And then, depending on that meeting, at least according to what I'm seeing, I think you're actually going to go higher. All right, where's your upside potential to? Let me go to the daily chart. I'm going to show you right now. All right, here's your beautiful level right here. I believe you're going to bounce back to the 50 MA, which is at 181.25 on the SPY. So you're going to go back above 1800 to about 1825. 1812 to 1813 on the S&P 500. So you still have another, 20 to 30 points of upside. Well, about 20 plus points on the S&P for upside potential here. All right, and again, this is just a beautiful thing. I'd like to see a little bit more upside on the SPY into the close on the S&P, but I don't want to see too much. Too much, it's not going to give us much more tomorrow and the next day. But again, beautiful move. Now, the NASDAQ is continuing to be weak today, although it's well off its lows. The NASDAQ is weak because Google got smoked today. Take a look at the intraday on Google. It's actually had a huge bounce. But look at this intraday sell-off on Google today. Absolutely tremendous collapse. Drops down to the point where it's down $40. Reverses, tests the double bottom, and then reverses here. All right, that is a beautiful reversal. Still down $17, which is why the NASDAQ is under some pressure. But, I mean, holy cow. The trading opportunities are endless. We closed out 2 to 3 trades today. I think I closed out 2. My partner closed out 1 on the short side, making more money. And I actually initiated 2 longs myself today on individual stocks, and my partner initiated 1. That's 3 trades out, 3 trades in, just like that, in the money, rocking and rolling, profits in the pocket. All right, again, the S&P is now down about 2 points. Dow's up 15 points. NASDAQ is down about 30. NASDAQ's still going to be weak, folks, because, again, unless you're going to see Google reverse and go positive, you're most likely going to see a weak market there. Also, you're seeing a lot of the social networking stocks under some pressure. If we bring up Twitter, Twitter's bounced off its lows, but it's still down 4 points. Facebook's still down 78 cents, even though that's off its lows. Other stocks as well are under some pressure, and that's, again, just a result of Google. We just talked about Google as well. All right, so that's what we have going on here, folks. Plenty of good money action going on. And again, if you're not involved here, if you're not a member, I don't even know what to say. I mean, this is where it's at. This is where the money's being made, and it's a lot of money. And to be able to pivot, to find the pivot top in the market to the perfect level, and to find the pivot low here to the perfect level, there's no one out there. There's no even big institutions doing that to the penny. There's nothing. All right, but again, the PPT methodology is what allows us to do it. So we'll continue to do it, and teach every small investor who wants to learn how to compete with these institutions. That's what my radio show is all about on Sundays, is spilling the beans, spilling the secrets on the institutions and on the Wall Street pros, giving them to the small investor so the small investor can profit for life like the big institutions do. And what a move here on Freeport-McMoRan, guys. Take a look at this reversal on Freeport. Look at this beautiful break above. Take a look at this daily chart. This is definitely a bounce candidate, and I'm already in the money on this play, which is one of the swing trades I gave out today. And this will bounce back to about the 34 and change level easily. Maybe even higher, but 34 and change is number one spot. Okay, so let's continue to follow that and see what happens here. What else do we have? Just kind of scanning through the charts. And right now, again, market. We're seeing the S&P actually pull back just, well, it's still hanging in there. Let me just bring up the SPY. Yeah, we're actually pushing back up on the SPY. So let's see if it can get through this 50 MA now. Gets through the 50 MA, it's off to the races even more so. Very important level to watch here, guys, in the coming days and really in the coming minutes. What else do we want to look at here? A lot of stocks were into key support. One stock that's my favorite here as well, ANF. All right, ANF right there. You can see I even picked up a little bit of that today. We'll erase that so you can see. But look at that. Consolidation into two neckties and a nice bounce there. We took profits on Ford. Look at that dump on Ford. We were short up right up here. That was a beautiful short there. I moved out of FedEx. Didn't make much money. Really broke even on this one. But look at that drop right into this level here. And this is why you're bouncing. Right into this area. See this area right down here? Right into that area. And it's bouncing. And actually, I think FedEx probably bounces for a few days. It's probably a decent long, to be honest. 3D Systems, I day traded today, guys. Day traded about 2 to 3 times. Made a lot of money on this one. This was right into a beautiful level right here. Good support area right here. Look at the bounce. Look at the sell-off that it's had. You know this is going to bounce. It's too hot of a stock to not get a good bounce. And this is what you have to recognize as a trader, as an investor. You have to recognize the key levels, number one. But then number two, you have to recognize what levels are worth buying and which stocks are going to get the good bounces. And that's my job. And that's what I teach our members as well. So sure enough, it's coming through beautifully. And that's exactly what we are here to do for you guys. So nice move up here on the markets again off the 1775 level. Spider's still struggling right at this 50 intraday. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to pass along to you. I gave you the upside target on the S&P 500. I gave you guys some ideas for long plays that are good. I think actually Win is setting up for a bounce too. Let's take a look at Win here, guys. I want to show you guys WYNN. Look at this nice bullish consolidation actually on the intraday chart. That's actually a nice intraday chart. I should keep an eye on for a pop here. Most likely goes up to about 193 and change, back to the slightly positive side. But right here, take a look at this little level. All right? Right in this range. This is a huge support area. You got the 50 right below it. You might see a flush on it, but honestly, I think you see a bounce first, and the bounce could easily take you back to about 200 in the coming days. Right, if it flushes, then the no-brainer next level is the 50 MA right here at 185. But in all fairness, I think most likely you're already starting to see the bounce in the markets, and that should translate through. Once the Nasdaq gets some virility essentially and moves back up, then you'll see Win, which is in the Nasdaq, participate more so. It's just down $1 now, but that's because the Nasdaq's down over 30 points. All right, last thing to mention, Apple reports earnings after the bell. I'm actually positive on Apple, guys. It's nothing that I'm going to play. I never play earnings. I never buy or short a stock into earnings. But I do believe that Apple, most likely based on how the chart looks, it has a slightly better chance of going up than going down. So that's the angle that I have on Apple. And again, just let me show you the chart here, and you'll understand why. You have this pivot high, which was tested. We broke below, and then it recaptured it really quickly, and now it's consolidating right up here. So I think it could trade up on earnings to maybe 570, 573, somewhere in that vicinity. If it gaps below this area here, this is your support downside, which is around the 530 level. That would be very, very bearish, and it would mean you would be going down to about 510. Okay, so we'll keep an eye on that and, again, see how things play out. All right, I'm going to get going, guys. There's just so much going on here. And, again, hopefully you're smart enough to come take at least the free trial here at themoneystocks.com, as we're just knocking it out of the park. 2014 should be even better than 2013. We made over net 500% profit for members in 2013. Even if you put just 10% of your money in each play, you would have walked away with, get this, over 50% gain in 2013. Far outpacing any of the market actions. S&P only up 30%. We easily blew that away, and that was in a market that just went straight up. We're swing traders, so we make more money when there's volatility like this. So that means, in my opinion, we're probably going to see the markets spit us at least 700% net this year. All right, guys, come join us here at themoneystocks.com. I will talk to you soon.